Good morning. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. Yep, all the happies. All the happy things. We're so glad to have y'all today. Thank you for joining us. I know it's a crazy time for everybody, family coming in, and you're going out to see family, and so we appreciate you making time to come see us and spend your Sunday before Christmas with us. I'm Mary Beth. I'm your service leader today. My pronouns are she and her. At this time, before I forget, if you can silence your cell phones, that would be greatly appreciated. We so welcome everyone, new and not as new. And those of you who are watching online, we thank you so much for coming. This is UUCP. If you're not aware of us, we love you and you're welcome here. You found your home. Welcome. It's about time you got here. No, I'm just kidding. Better late than never. It's fine. If you don't know, if you are new with us, we are a lay-led service, so we have different speakers almost every Sunday. So it's great. You get a lot of different perspectives and a lot of interesting speakers. We have a great one today. I'm excited to have her back, but more on that later. Stay tuned. So let's get into some announcements. There's not a whole bunch, but a few. We're having difficulties with the mic, but it's okay. First, do you want to build a sense of community, help the congregation, and have fun? Do you enjoy singing? Come sing with us in our choir. There is no audition needed, and you don't need to know how to read music, though knowing how to read words would be a big help. We rehearse most Sundays at 9 a.m. There's no midweek rehearsal. We have many members who are not here every week, so if that's the case with you, then don't worry about it. Just come when you can. And if you have any questions and you're interested, please see Laura Keith King. Thank you. Also, this Christmas Eve, the 24th, is during the Christmas Eve service. I wanted to let everybody know during the offerings, when we take up offertory every service, but during the offering service for the Christmas Eve service, everything that will be given that evening is going to go towards our Members Assistant Fund. If you're not familiar with that, it's a fund that we keep year-round, just kind of on the back burner in case if a member of our congregation needs some help with something. It's anonymous, but they can reach out to a board member if you may be in need of that. But anyway, anything that you give on Christmas Eve will go towards that, and it's greatly appreciated. If you're not sure who a board member is, I'm one. Chris is one. There's several. Oh, there's Denise. Thank you so much. Joe and Bradley. Just find somebody that looks like they know what they're talking about, and they'll point you in the right direction. It's fine. Also, guests at our table fund. If y'all are not familiar with that, there's some cute little pop-up boxes in the lobby. I think they're sitting around on the table. That's what that is. It's a UU fund, non-for-profit, and it works to advance human rights and social justice around the world. We would like to collect them in early January. So if you've not taken a box, I think you just fill it with loose change or big bills, whatever you got, of any currency. I'm sure they'll figure that out. Just pop it in the box and then bring it in one of the next Sundays, as soon as possible. That would be great. And I think there's more information on our website and on the email as well. And that just goes in general. If you have questions about anything about UUCP, go to our website. It has it all there. And then my last announcement is for the MLK parade that's coming up for MLK Day. It's just around the corner, and we need your help for the parade. We represent every year. We bring a float. I can't even remember how many years, but I'm pretty sure it's been several decades. 87? Yes, thank you, Dolly. So we've been representing our community for a long time, and we love that. But there's a lot, obviously, that goes into getting a float going. We need supplies, goodies to throw out to the folks at the parade. Last year we did flowers, and I think Honor and the kids group is going to help with that. But if you can provide candy or, I don't know, whatever, treats and things, that would be great. If you want to help build the float or contribute financially, or if you want to attend the actual parade, you are definitely welcome. And you can see Chris there if you have any questions or want to volunteer. Okay, that's all the announcements. Let us light our chalice. And Heather, if you'll come help me, I've got a few words on our chalice. We are Unitarian Universalists. Thank you. We are Unitarian Universalists with minds that think, hearts that love, and hands that are ready to serve. Together, we care for our earth and work for friendship and peace in our world. Thank you. And I'll have Michael come up and we'll have the Advent candle reading.
Reading for the fourth Advent. Light 4 candles, see them glow brightly so that all may know how 4 candles show the way, making our darkness bright as day.
Thanks, Michael. And we have some opening words. We have not even to risk the adventure alone, for the heroes of all time have gone before us. The labyrinth is thoroughly known. We have only to follow the thread of the hero path. And where we had thought to find an abomination, we shall find a God. Where we had thought to travel outward, we will come to the center of our own existence. Where we had thought to be alone, we shall be with all the world. Let's have some centering music, shall we? Let's take deep breaths and get ready for the holidays ahead. Mike, would you play us some music? Thank you. That's just what I needed. I don't know about y'all. And now, if you're willing and able, if you'll stand and we'll say our covenant, which will be up on the screen here. And then if you want to stay standing after that, we'll have our opening song. But join me in saying our covenant. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Thank you. Now grab the dark gray hymnal, and if you'll turn to page 259, we're going to sing a classic Christmas hymn, We Three Kings. Sorry, we're good, we're fine. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us through this perfect night. Lord of babe on Bethlehem's plain, Lord, I bring to Bethlehem again. Love forever ceasing, never in our hearts to reign. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to the perfect light. Thank you. You may be seated. Sorry, we need Laura back. She's got a little vocal thing going on. She's our music leader. Okay, thank you, Mike. At this time, we will share our joys and sorrows. And this is a time that you can share with your community. It's not aired online, live. So it's just for in-service here. And it's a time for you to share briefly with us a joy or concern, anything you want to share, some news. And we'll celebrate or grieve with you. And we'll light a candle. And I want to start off by lighting one candle for all the many things, just kind of a one big candle to encompass all the joys and sorrows going on around the world that we want to lift up. And we'll start with that. And then if you want to line up on either side here and just, again, share your name and briefly something, a joy or concern.
Will you help me sing the children out? Everybody? Oh. Go now in peace, go now in joy. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Okay. Next up is offertory. So I mentioned this earlier, and we have, I said it in our announcements, we have the members fund, we have the guests at our table. The members fund will be Christmas Eve, but if you want to give to that fund or you want to give to guests at our table directly and just skip the box, you can put it in a check. If not, you can give your offerings and we'll pass around a basket here. And then Kip, if you'll come up, and Ray, we have a little offertory song that we're going to sing while they pass the offertory around. Oh, yes, they're going to pass the offertory around. No,
Kip is visiting and we put him to work. Thank you. So don't tell the visitors when you bring them. We'll just surprise them. Thank you. Thank you both. Thank you, Mike and Bill. It's my joy to introduce our speaker today. She is a mental health counselor, a self-trust coach, podcast host, author, a friend of UUCP, and overall just a lovely human. There's plenty more that she can do, but that's all I'll say for now. Please help me welcome Catherine Quiring.
Thank you so much for having me back. It's really a delight to be here. Today I'm talking about fierce compassion. Let's see, I'm a little taller. Okay, the Christmas story is one of fierce compassion and love. It is set against a backdrop of empire, violence, and genocide, which may feel all too familiar to us today. The legacy of Rabbi Jesus and his birth story is one of fierce compassion and creating safety in the midst of harsh reality. We'll explore how to identify if a space is emotionally safe, how to create more safety for yourself internally and externally, and develop fierce compassion. Since this week is Christmas, I want to start with a portion of the Christmas story. I grew up hearing this account as part of the Christmas story, and it has been ringing in my ears this Christmas. This is from Matthew 2. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose, and we have come to worship him." When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all Jerusalem with him. When he had called together all the people's chief priests and teachers of the law, he asked them where the Messiah was to be born. "In Bethlehem in Judea," they replied, "for this is what the prophet has written. But you, Bethlehem, and the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, for out of you will come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel." Then Herod called the Magi secretly and found out from them the exact time the star had appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and search carefully for the child. As soon as you find him, report to me so that I too may go and worship him." After they had heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen when it rose ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route. When they had gone, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream. "Get up," he said, "take the child and his mother and escape to Egypt. Stay there until I tell you, for Herod is going to search for the child to kill him." So he got up, took the child and his mother during the night, and left for Egypt, where he stayed until the death of Herod. And so was fulfilled what the Lord had said through the prophet, "Out of Egypt I called my son." When Herod had realized he had been outwitted by the Magi, he was furious and gave orders to kill all the boys in Jerusalem and its vicinity who were 2 years old and under, in accordance with the time he had learned from the Magi. Then what was said through the prophet Jeremiah was fulfilled. "A voice is heard in Ramah, weeping and mourning, Rachel weeping for her children and refusing to be comforted because they are no more." After Herod died, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt and said, "Get up, take the child and his mother, and go to the land of Israel, for those who are trying to take the child's life are dead." I learned that this last part of the story is known as the Massacre of the Innocents and has little support in historical records other than the book of Matthew. However, what is recorded about Herod are numerous other murders and attempted massacres, such as killing many close relatives, children, a wife, uncles, mother-in-law, to name a few, and ordered a massacre of Jewish leaders at the time of his death so he would be properly mourned. No matter what happened around the time of Rabbi Jesus' birth, it is clear that in biblical accounts and historical narratives, there was a backdrop of control, paranoia, and death. And this resonates with me as a part of our legacy as colonized humans. And you can do the next slide. It's hard to see all the details up here, but I really find this slide so helpful. It's from the book Decolonizing Therapy by Jennifer Mullen. It highlights the different forms of control that we see and helps them seem less opaque, confusing, and overwhelming. I'll mention a few since they're so hard to see. There's the section on how people are deceived, shock and awe, empty and broken promises, doublespeak, misinform, miseducate, manipulate, appropriate, divide through hierarchies, religion, money, status, ability, class, race, sex, gender, sexuality, size, age, and there are many more. And then how violent social control is used, dehumanizing, destabilizing, enslaving, assaulting, violating, criminalizing, etc., institutionalizing, imprisonment. We know all of this way too well, but I think it helps to see it separated out into how it's used for power and control. This Christmas, I'm mourning so much. The massacre of the innocents in Palestine and the bombing in Israel, the devastation in Ukraine, in Syria, and impoverished communities, and in many places less frequently in our news. Fear, control, witch hunts, and demands for conformity are a part of our American legacy and are feeling more a part of everyday life these days, such as these situations that I came across as I was writing this. A woman recently denied a D&C after her fetus's death, leading her to her death. My shock a few weeks ago at being asked to declare my citizenship status before receiving medical care because of a Florida bill requiring it. How trans care is being dismantled and hormone therapy blocked. What do we need to survive this devastation and meet our times with our passions and gifts? How do we find and create safe spaces? Let's start with our grief and rage. We need collective mourning and lament. Grief is one of our medicines that keeps these horrors and witch hunts from becoming stuck in our bodies as trauma. I love Sabunfo Some's patient embodied teachings on collective grieving. She says, for my people, the Dagara tribe of Burkina Faso in West Africa, we see that in life it is necessary to grieve. When I grieve, I am surrounded by family reassuring me that the grieving is worthwhile and I can grieve as much as I want. We experience conflicts, loved ones die or suffer, dreams never manifest, illnesses occur, relationships break up, and there are unexpected natural disasters. It is so important to have ways to release those pains and keep clearing ourselves. Hanging on to old pain just makes it grow until it smothers our creativity, our joy, and our ability to connect with others. It may even kill us. Often my community uses grief rituals to heal wounds and open us to Spirit's call. Sabunfo also says, I thought this perspective on grief was natural for everyone until I came to the US. I was with a friend who was having a conflict with her family, and I knew the situation was not easy for her. But one day I heard her alone in the bathroom crying. I said through the door, are you okay? She said, yes, I'm fine. I said to myself, oh my God, something is not right here. The people who were supposed to support her were not there, and she didn't know she could let them in. When I was in Burkina Faso grieving a loss, my community supported me and grieved with me. Although I grieved for a long time, over a year, it was accepted as a normal part of life. I was never asked, are you finished grieving yet? Rather, they would say, have you grieved enough? Have you cried enough? According to grief experts such as psychiatrist Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, grieving includes many different emotions and experiences, such as rage, denial, bargaining, anger, and sadness. All of these are part of our grieving experience. I often feel grief as part of me yelling her heart out at the pain and injustice of it all, then crying. Crying releases oxytocin, which enables us to connect with others and receive support and solace in our grief. Can we create communal spaces to grieve, rage, wail, and mourn? I've been trying to do this with my job as a therapist, but I would love to see larger rituals of mourning in our gathering places and around monuments or other public places. To have space to cry and wail collectively, loudly, and softly, to really express and process our grief. I see images of this in other countries and I long for it. I long for grief and rage and fierce compassion. Thinking of safe spaces also brought Harriet Tubman to mind. How she guided slaves out of slave territory to freedom and safer spaces. I love that both the Magi and Harriet Tubman both followed a star. Harriet Tubman said, "God gave me my strength and set the North Star in the heavens. God meant I should be free." I also really resonate with how she was attuned to the pain of the world and how it motivated her. She said, "I have heard their groans and sighs and seen their tears, and I would give every drop of blood in my veins to free them." Harriet Tubman found safer spaces and found a way to usher many there despite the pain and risks. Safe spaces physically, emotionally, and psychologically are crucial to our well-being. Without knowing we have safe spaces, we become stuck in a state of hypervigilance so that we won't be caught off guard by a threat, whether the threat be physical, emotional, or relational. Sometimes safety seems elusive. When we can't escape to safe places in the external world, Prentice Hemphill, a somatic therapist and author of leader of the Black Lives Movement, speaks of relaxation under pressure so that we can create safety and allyship within our bodies, even when we can't ensure safety in the world around us. We can care for ourselves and our well-being. We can help our bodies rest, find relief, and find support. And we can find and co-create as much safety and sanctuary as possible for each other with fierce compassion. Risk, danger, and harm will always exist where human relationships do, but we can dramatically reduce their prevalence and heal much of their impact by creating a culture of wise compassion and clear discernment, rather than one based on spiritual purification and fear of punishment. Kai Cheng Tom. Kai Cheng Tom teaches us about defiance, love, and rethinking monsters. They say that monsters are the product of fear. We all have shadow parts and dangerous parts. Instead of creating monsters and exiling them, we can learn from the concept of the monster. As Kai Cheng Tom says, fear makes monsters of us all. A monster is a part of ourselves that we don't want to find in the mirror. A part of ourselves we try to cut out and split off and put into other people so that they can carry it for us. This is from Falling Back in Love with Being Human, one of their books. Embracing the monster calls for fierce compassion with ourselves and with others. As they say, let us remember the wisdom of queer and trans movements that help us see the monster as a more complex figure, as a harbinger of change, an emblem of struggle and transformation. The monster is both catalyst and portal. There is great power and potential in the monster. Let us seek to know and understand the monster. Let us remember that the monster lives in us all. In my opinion, the safest emotional and relational spaces have the underlying belief that I know what's best for me and you know what's best for you. There is trust in oneself and trust in others. There is autonomy, acceptance, self-sovereignty, support without judgment, mindfulness, compassion, curiosity, courage, creativity, and problem solving rather than blaming, critical thinking, clear, kind communication, self-reflection, self-awareness, and collaboration. This is one of the ways that I've tried to depict this and this movement that we want from any form of control, even if it's warm and paternalistic, to radical acceptance and autonomy for ourselves and each other. In closing, I'd like to give you an idea of what a safe space might look like inside. This is a poem I wrote from my own experience. I no longer have rules posted inside or anyone enforcing them. Instead, I have a table, a round table, an abundant table, where we all gather and laugh and share stories. We work together, share heartaches and struggles together. We share when we annoy each other and when we're frustrated and want something different. We listen. We figure out what that different is together so we can all be here together. No one is left out, no one in the shadows, no one in the basement, no one in the attic, no one watching or evaluating or judging, no one we have to please or live up to. We're just here, and it's amazing. This is what safe space has felt like to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. Speaking of thank you notes. Oh, thank you, Shorty. Speaking of thank yous, we got a note, a letter, actually. Jack Comstock got it. Are you still here, Jack? Oh, hey. He shared this with us and wanted to share with the congregation. This is from Mary Ann Kelly's children. Her eldest daughter specifically wrote us a note. Dear friends of my mother in the congregation, thank you so much for your lovely card and sweet remembrance of our mom, Mary Ann Kelly. We miss her so much. She loved the church and held close to its principles her entire life. My mom was an amazing role model to her family. Thank you for being there for her. Sunday sweets were a big deal, of course. The main thing was the wonderful friendship she found at the Unitarian Church. So many fabulous, good-hearted people. I send you so much love and gratitude, especially at the holidays, but every day. Thank you so much for your kindness and love, Mary Ann Kelly's children. Thanks. Wanted to share that with everyone. Okay, we're gonna have a fun little cheery Christmas song, if you're willing to stand one more time. And it's number 235, also in the gray hymnal. Deck the halls. I think y'all know this. We got a couple verses here. Number 235. Thank you. Catherine, if you'll come back up and say closing words for us.
Coming home. I'm doing the work of coming home, and the work has become easy because I've cleared out all the shrapnel, the wounds, they've been tended to and healed, and now we're calling in and reclaiming all the parts that have wandered and are coming home. I'm so glad you're here. I'm finding myself and knowing myself for the first time and every time, and before time and this time. I am myself and I am home.
Thank you so much. Thanks. I'm going to extinguish our chalice lighting and say go in peace. Happy holidays. Be careful, and we love you. See you next time. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna take.
The announcements that are still apply for next week.
Yeah. So this is good. Phase 2. Yes, the one. Yeah. Clean up the podium. This is Catherine's contract, just in case. And then, done with. And then throw this away. Try to remember to extinguish the
Safe travels.
No, no, thank you.